late. There, it says we are live. Oh, look at you. I love your shirt. It's so cute. So cute.
Thank you.
Of course, I get a message or a phone call right this second. So good morning, everybody. How are you? This is Robin from Roaming with Rover, and our very, very special guest today is Krystal the Yarny. Krystal, the Yarny chicken and crazy cat lady. Did I get your name right on the screen? I think I did. I checked it more than once and made sure that it was correct.
Yeah, just FYI, if you can't remember the full thing, just say Krystal the Yarny.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Of course I get this thing right as soon as we get started. So we are very happy to have Krystal here this morning. Hey, there's another Krystal. Krystal Crochets Capule. Hello from Tennessee. Hi. So we may or may not have Krystal for the duration. She's having some internet problems, and she's got a repair person coming. And so at any given point, we may lose her. And if that happens, you're just going to be stuck with me this morning. And we will muddle through without her. And then if it's possible, she will pop back in and just come back and join us. So, good morning, Michelle. Hello from Denmark. Hi. So if you have not had a chance, I hope that you'll pop over to Krystal and subscribe to her. Her link is in the description, or you can just type in Krystal the Yarny chicken and it pops right up. And then I also hope that if you have not, if you're enjoying my content, I hope you'll subscribe to me as well. I love having everybody with us this morning. So Krystal, first of all, tell us what's going on with your internet.
It's a cable box that is home phone, internet, and TV all in one. And it will reset by itself sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. Connection just gets lost. Sometimes the router will fail completely, and for hours we will not have a phone or even internet. And so I personally think it's a faulty box because they've come out, checked the wiring outside, checked the wiring at the power lines. Everything's fine. They have in the past found problems and they supposedly fixed it, but we still have problems. So I think it's a faulty box.
Yeah.
But
fun. And it's funny because we all rely so much on technology and internet. You have to turn your sound down. And all that kind of stuff anymore, that when we don't have it, we're just completely stressed out, and it just throws everything. So yeah. I hope that gets fixed quickly, and because that's really the most important thing, is for you to be up and running right away. You got lots going on over there. Lots going on. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Oh, I'm going to mess your name up. Passamaquoddy. Passamaquoddy, am I saying
that right? Well, that's how I say it. But
right?
Her name is Cindy.
Cindy. Okay, Cindy. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I hope everybody is having a great day. We've had some weather here. It's just been raining non-stop. It was raining buckets last night. It's a little better today, but it's still going to rain all day long. How are you guys, Krystal?
Oh, hot and humid.
Already
it's
hot.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what August is going to be like.
Yeah.
If it's this hot now at the end of May and beginning of June, I cannot imagine. We had a heat index 2 or 3 days ago of 107.
Oh, yeah, you guys are going to be dying. You guys are going to be dying. Krystal had storms this morning, hot and humid. We had the storms, and it's just cold. When we get the rain, it's cold and damp, and it's like my feet get wet, and I can never get warm. I just sit here all huddled up in a blanket the whole time. See, I'm still wearing long sleeve sweaters. And then I'll have a sweater, another sweater or jacket on if I go outside. So,
Mhm.
so Krystal, you have the most interesting name. Tell us how you picked your name.
Well, originally between Yarny and chicken, I had a comma. And the thought process on that was the Yarny because I love yarn, chicken because we have chickens, and then crazy cat lady because I'm crazy about my cats. And then I decided when I made Sunny the happy hen, my amigurumi chicken, take the comma out. Now it's the Yarny chicken. So
Yeah, your amigurumis are amazing, just amazing.
oh, thank you.
So, what made you decide to start a YouTube channel in the first place?
Well, way back in 2012, I was like surfing around the internet and I saw all these cute cat videos and they were popular. So I had started out originally wanting to make a animal type channel, and
Oh,
that kind of got away from me. I posted like 6 or 7 videos over a 5-year period.
yeah.
It didn't stick. I just kind of uploaded it and got up to like 17 people, but 3 of those were family.
Uh-huh.
And then in 2019, I started crocheting. Well, I got inspired, and then at mid 2020, during so I was like, you know what, I can do this too. So, and what I think very first video I posted of 2020 was sharing the baby chicks that had just hatched.
Oh,
And I just absolutely was just wanting to share that with people
yeah.
because they were so cute. So
So
they were like
cute.
a day or two old. And then August came, and it was August 13th. And this is what I make my anniversary date. It was the very first yarn haul we did for Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first time of posting yarn content. And that's kind of how I got my anniversary. And
Okay.
so this year, August 13th, will be 2 years on YouTube.
Nice. Very nice. And you obviously are loving it. You do wonderful and have so many interesting videos. I love your chicken videos. And it's your fault. Mister thinks we need to have chickens now. And I keep telling him no.
And a goat.
Yeah, he thinks we need chickens and a goat. He keeps forgetting we live in the city. It's not happening.
Yeah, here in our town, you can't have chickens within the city limits. It's kind of not, it's illegal, I guess you could say, but we're out in the country, and if you have chickens, their eggs taste so much better than
Stop.
store-bought.
You're not helping matters. I just keep hearing that chickens really are they're a lot of work, and you have to worry about predators, and you have to worry about
Yeah.
disease, and now you got this bird thing going around, this bird flu thing, and you have to worry about things sneaking in the middle of the night and stealing them, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, see, all
Yep.
that sounds like wait, no, I don't want to hear it. No.
Hold on one second.
Sure. Okay, good. So we got a lot of folks coming in here today. Hey, Queen Mama, how are you? And Cindy, did I miss saying hello to anybody? I don't think so. Michelle, we have chickens and love them and their eggs. I love fresh eggs. I am not against fresh eggs. I just am concerned, and I have checked into it, and we do they are allowed in our community, even though we're in the city. And I think we can have up to 4 chickens. I want to say 4 chickens. But I just think there's too many obstacles. Oh, yes, Cindy. Unfortunately, we just bought this house a few months ago. So this is it. We were looking for something with a tiny little bit of property, and we just absolutely could not find anything.
And you wanted a cow.
So yeah, I was looking for a place where it was enough room for a cow. I wanted 1 cow, and not even thinking about the chickens, etc. But we looked everywhere. We just absolutely could not find anything when we were looking. So we literally just bought this house. We bought it last August. We were here for 3 days, and then we went down to Texas. And so we were down there working that whole time. Oh, they're all on your side. They all think we should have chickens.
Yeah, I knew it.
You guys. Oh, I see. As long as I can have all the yarn I want, he can have some chickens. Is that how we're going to do this? So that's going to be the thing. If he gets his chickens, I don't want to hear another word about my yarn. That's the trade-off. Is that what I hear from everybody?
I like your people.
Really, they're not a lot of work. I've never been around them. And so I'm surprised. I just got a book. It was like starting with chickens. Good morning, Dana. Thank you so much for popping in. We're talking about chickens. So I've been reading about them. And you know how it is when you're reading a book about how to do something and it tells you all the stuff you have to worry about. That's what I focus on. But once we get our yard set up, we had to put in some gravel for the RV. We got a shed put in. We're in the process of getting a fence. Don't ask. And what else are we doing back there? The deck. We've got a tiny little concrete slab that we want to extend a deck out from that. So once we get all that done, then I'll check and see about chickens. I'm not vetoing it, but this isn't something we're going to walk into blindly. Yes, chickens just for the eggs, not for the chickens. That's, I never thought about the eating. No, I'm not eating those chickens. I'm not raising chickens and killing them. And no, that's not happening. But as long as we have Dana here, hello, Miss Dana. As long as we have Miss Dana here, one of the things that I was going to talk about this morning is Christmas fairies in July. So that is starting this week. So those of you who have done it in the past, this is my first experience with it. But those of you who have done it in the past probably are very familiar with it. It starts this week. You're going to start seeing a bunch of videos popping up. And it's going to be hashtag Christmas in July Fairies 22. Miss Dana is running it. And don't yell at me, Dana. But I believe it's June 15th. All of the start videos are supposed to be up by. Then there'll be the semifinalist drawings on July 15th and the finalist drawings on July 30th. It's going to be a little bit different this year, but those of you who are just entering, you won't even hardly notice a difference. The main difference is going to be for the creators, and just be on the lookout this week for a lot of those Christmas fairies in July videos. Most people, you just put a comment or answer a question, and then you're in for the semi. I know they are not going to be doing a bunch of redraws on the semis. That's been a problem. And I know, Krystal, that was a problem on yours when you did your thing. And Connie's collab will draw a winner and we never hear back from them. So then we draw another one and it takes another week. I had to draw 3 times to get my winner. And I know other people did as well. And I believe that's going to be the main change this year with Dana with the Christmas fairies is we're going to draw. And if we don't hear from you, that's it. There's not going to be a redraw and a redraw and a redraw. So be watching for fairies are coming tomorrow. Fairies are starting tomorrow. So you're going to start seeing all those videos pop up tomorrow. Make sure you go in there and take a look. They're all going to be short. That's the other thing that we agreed on this year is the videos are going to be shorter. So you're not having to watch 30, 10 or 15 or 20 minute long videos. I believe they need to be in the 3-minute range. I don't know how I'm going to do it in 3 minutes. Can you imagine, Krystal, me doing stopping
fast?
I'm going to have to talk really fast and just put the thing up and say, just comment below. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do my video and then I'll put it on fast forward. So then you guys will have to slow it down to watch. Does that count, Dana? Will I get penalized for that? That's going to be my biggest struggle is stopping talking in under 3 minutes. So that was the one thing I did want to announce that we've got Christmas in July. I've never done it before. I hadn't heard of it before, so I was very excited. Christmas in July Fairies 22. Hashtag Christmas in July Fairies 22. So that's what you guys will be looking for. Are you going to be participating in that, Krystal? I know you had a lot going on and you weren't sure.
Yeah, I finally got to a point where I might be able to finagle some kind of prize, because I have several going on my channel,
No.
plus my birthday live. I'm drawing them all. So it's going to take me about a month to get all these prizes mailed out that I've had in my videos. So
yeah, I know there's just and I had to bow out of a couple that I thought I hadn't committed to yet, but
yeah.
and thankfully, because then that's when I got sick too, and I'm like, oh, I could not have done that. I could not have done that. Okay, so she says we can redraw if we want to. I will not be redrawing. I'm telling you guys this right up front. I'm not going to be redrawing. I have such a hard time tracking those things with everything else going on. So I'll draw a winner, and that's my winner. So granddaughter wants to learn to crochet, but told her she has to, oh yeah, bad sprain on your wrist. You don't want to be doing that. You know what you might want to have her do is just start holding the hook and learning how to hold the yarn. Get that, because to me it's so second nature to just grab that yarn, that when somebody asks me how you hold it, I'm like, I don't know. So maybe if that's not her sore wrist, practice putting that yarn in your fingers. Does that sound reasonable, Krystal?
Mm-hmm.
You think that's a good idea? Because I think that's the
Yeah.
hardest part of it, is maneuvering that yarn in your fingers. You didn't get
I just wanted to mention one thing. Dana says that the winner's name will be in the thumbnail of the drawing video. So you take a screenshot of the winner as the thumbnail, or create a thumbnail with the winner's name in there. Then you also put it in the title of the video, in the description box, and you also make a community tab post if you have a community. Try to get the word out there about who your semifinalist is.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the other good thing about this. If there's, 30 or 40 or 50, again, I have no experience, but I have heard that there can be upwards of 100 people involved in this thing.
The first year.
Really?
The very first year, there was 161 or 63. 163.
Wow. Yeah. So we're thinking it probably won't be quite as many this year. But again, for those of you entering, and just so you guys know, the content creators don't enter this one. So you aren't competing with us for these prizes. And that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that as well. It truly is for
either you're a fairy or a subscriber participant
or a viewer. Yeah. So something new and different. I guess it's a big deal. I'm really excited to be part of it. And tell us about your birthday bash.
June 25th, I will be going live at 5:30 Central Time. All the videos that I've had giveaways on, I will draw at the beginning of my live, and so that people can go back and watch the replay if they came to the live. And then after that, I will be giving several live prizes away from people needed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just actually got a pop-up about that. And
oh my God, something just fell over there. Oh, okay. We have tap lights, and it just fell. Okay.
Do you need to go change? Are you okay?
No, my heart jumped in my throat.
Oh, okay. Krystal's Crochet Cubbyhole only needs a few more subscribers. If y'all want to pop over there and check her out and subscribe, I apologize. I don't have the ability to drop your links. I am trying. And I was just talking to Krystal before this. I can't get this thing to work. So, and I don't see any of my mods in here this morning. Only have 2 or 3 mods. So we're old school around here. Y'all just pop. I think sometimes when I'm watching lives, I can click on the person's picture and it'll take me over there and then bring me back to the live. Sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know what the deal is about that. But worst case, jot her little name down. So you guys should know when you come to our lives, there's homework. And the homework is you need to bring something to write with and something to write on so you can jot down all these little things I tell you to go check out, because I have no way to do links on anything. I'm still trying to figure this out. And as
I hope you get Nightbot set up.
I'm trying.
So they can type out.
Yeah, I've been working on it, and I'm just like, it won't. I've got it all set and ready to go. It will not link to my channel is the problem.
Okay,
and
we'll get it.
The internet world knows that I am incompetent with internet stuff. So yeah. Yep. So the birthday bash we're very, very excited about. And what are you working on these days? You always have such a variety of gorgeous stuff.
Well, I just finished that wool for Passamaquoddy, Cindy, and I still got to get that shipped out to you, Cindy, but I will at some point. And I was working on a knitted shawl a couple of months ago called Pink Rain by Expression Fiber Arts. Well, when I got to the lace work on it, I had messed up and I got irritated and I put it away. My grandmother had ripped it out for me.
Oh, how nice.
And I still set it to the side. I was like, nope, I think stitches got lost. So yesterday I sat down, ripped it all out, caked up the yarn, and started over.
Oh, that's a lot of yarn.
Oh, that's not even the half of it. That's only half.
Oh my gosh.
But I got it's not gonna look like much now, but I got I think I'm on row 41. So I've gotten that far back on it again.
Nice.
This part's easy. I can sit here doing this part watching TV. It's that easy. Now, the lace work where it has the yarn overs and open work and stuff, that's what I messed up on last time. But now I know how to do a lifeline. So I can add that lifeline in there.
I heard you say you put a lifeline in, and I was going to ask you about the lifeline. I think you were talking about it on one of your lives, and I was going to ask you about it, but I didn't want to sound silly like I didn't know, and I thought I could just look it up. But as long as you mentioned it, tell us how lifeline works.
All right. So what you technically do is you take a contrasting color, like say this is pink. So you would use something that is a contrast to it, like a black or a white or something that stands out. And when you are on a finished purl row, turn it to the knit side and then take a needle and a really long piece of string and thread it through on your cable, like your stitches that are sitting on the cable. Right. You just thread it through. And
that's what I was wondering, how you get it on. Okay, so you just thread it right through there, and then if you got to pull it back, you can't pull it back past that line.
Exactly.
Okay, that
makes sense. Your stitches. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Dana. I didn't want to ask you. I knew you were a mod. I didn't want to ask because I didn't know if you were driving or not this morning. So Dana has dropped that link. If you want to drop the link for your Christmas fairies, I don't know if you have one yet, but if you want to do that, you can put that in there as well. That'd be awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, I just went blank. My brain. I would say I'm completely healed from the COVID, and I have the majority of my energy back, but my brain, I'm still not tracking, and I'll think, oh, I need to. And worse than, I mean, you know how it is. You walk in the other room to do something, and by the time you get there, you can't remember what you went for. That's normal.
I have those moments.
It's even worse than that now. It's like, oh, I need to ask her a question, and before it would just be there long enough for me to ask, and now it doesn't do that. It's just gone. If I don't say what I'm thinking the second it pops into my head, it is absolutely gone. And I did this yesterday. I'm like, oh, I need to look something up, and I picked my phone up, And in that amount of time, I could not remember what I was going to look up. So I'm still having a little problems tracking and remembering. So I know that'll get better, but it is harder. It is harder.
I think it
So
took my mom several months to kind of
yeah.
get the where she would have her energy, because she would get drained really quickly.
Yeah.
And by the time all that went away, I mean, it was 2 or 3 months after.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm not typically a napper, and I do find myself doing more naps than would normally be in my world. But yeah, just from last week to this week, I could not have, by noon I would be done for the day, and now I'm able to do things throughout the whole day, so I can definitely tell it's getting better. Definitely tell. So tell us about your patterns. I am always in awe of people that can create patterns and um, look at them and just make something out of nothing, which is, I mean, I can barely follow a pattern, and for you to just tell us how that process works for you.
um, I guess it kind of stems from I've always been a creative person. I've had an imagination, and I can envision like a space and figure out where I want to put stuff, or I can see what something would look like painted after, like imagine, I guess, what it would look like after I painted it, or look at a space and fit the best way possible to fit something. Like if I'm rearranging my room or rearranging the living room, which way would the couch best fit? Is that going to be long enough to fit there? And it kind of, I guess, stems into knowing the different stitches, seeing it in my head, kind of envisioning how the pattern might turn out. And sometimes it's just on a whim. I'll start crocheting a row and I'll be like, oh, that worked out. Okay. And so I write it down what I did. And then I figure out like with my roundabout ruffle shawl, I knew I wanted something with V stitches and then triple crochet V stitches.
Oh.
And I wasn't sure how I wanted it done, but I knew it had to be spaced out, and you had to skip so many stitches because of how tall the triple crochet. So you had to space it out certain ways. And then just now with the amigurumis, I've done a few, and it's kind of, sometimes I sit there and think, how am I going to do this? And I'll sit and think on it like a month or so. And like, how could I do the head? How can I get the body? And I'll envision maybe what it would look like, how I can start it and shape it, and which, should I decrease on this side and increase on this side to make it slant like that? And just doing other people's patterns kind of gives you insight on how to work the stitches. Okay, and so that's kind of what has helped me. Those dragons I did have so many different techniques in them that one of them also helped me design Sleepy Mr. Pup, and also the little Groot that I made my mom, and also the big one that I made my sister recently. The way that person does the legs, she crochets them separately and then connects them together like this and crochets around the whole thing. So it looks like one solid body.
Yeah. I saw, I don't know, I was watching some video on how to connect amigurumi, and I did see that technique, and I liked that a lot. I liked that technique because it looks so, like you said, it really looks like one piece when you're done with it. It's really interesting the way that goes. And so I'm sure everybody knows that you sell your patterns on Ravelry. And I tried to do the link to put it in the description, and I couldn't get it to copy. So just make sure y'all go over to Ravelry, and I think you just look up Krystal the Yarny Chicken, and it pops up? Is that how you
Um, I think it's listed as
your name?
Krystal Walker,
Yes,
I
you're
think,
right. Now that
on
I'm
Ravelry.
yeah, because I looked at it yesterday, and yeah, so you just go look up Krystal Walker, or if you look up the name of any one of her patterns, that it'll pop up too.
That would work out
And
too.
so you've got 8 or 10 patterns on there, I would say, going from memory. Does that sound about right?
I think I have more like 12 or
Really?
13, I
12 now?
think. I'm
Oh
not too
wow.
sure.
Okay.
And
I
then I have one I still have to type up and get tested. It's a shrug that I made. It was going to be a
oh.
rectangular shawl, but I don't like how it fits on me.
Mhm.
But it fits better on my grandmother than it does me. So I'm real petite, and that's
Mhm.
just too baggy for me.
Okay. See, now I love those shrug shawls. Um, and again, I think it's because it's just like I'm wrapping myself in a blankie.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I can't wait for that one. I'm also in love with Ruanas these days. And again, it's just a big old blankie that you wrap around yourself. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Or thank you, Dana. Sorry. Hi, Garden State
Thank
Gardener. I
you.
didn't see you pop in.
Hi, Joe.
Uh-oh, Joe, did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, he had hurt his ankle pretty bad, and
Ooh,
I hope
so
he's
just
doing
have
okay.
a lot of pain working from home. Oh, I hope that's not slowing you down your gardening. Speaking of gardens, Miss Crystal, we are having so much cold and rain and snow that our gardens are not growing well. And I have one flower on my zucchini. I had no tomatoes are coming on. None of my peppers are coming on. I think I'm going to get some radishes because, of course, they like this cold weather. Oh,
Yeah.
tore your Achilles tendon. Oh no, that's going to be a
Mm.
long. So, how's your garden doing, Crystal?
Well, you know what? Let me go get something and I'll show you. I'm very proud of this, and it's for the
Oh,
zucchini contest. So since Joe
yeah,
is here, he's going to enjoy seeing this.
yeah, yeah. My zucchini. I only got 2 zucchini plants, and as a rule, for one family, 2 zucchini plants is plenty. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get anything if it doesn't start warming up a bit and getting some sunshine. We so far we're getting, and it's just more rain. We're getting 1 to 2 days a week without rain, so it's been really bad. Okay, let's see what you got, Miss Crystal.
Okay. Now, there's two that I have here. Now, I had thought this was the longest one I had grown, but I was wrong. This one is like eight, 8 3/4 inches.
Oh, that's a nice size.
But
Yeah.
look at this one.
Woohoo!
It's 11. I can't believe it. I got this off yesterday, and I'm like, oh my God, it's doubled since like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
And,
they will.
and
Once
it
they
was about
start.
this size, and it came out like this. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, it's bigger than my head.
Yep. Yep. That's
I'm
wonderful.
like, oh,
Just leave them on
I'm going
there.
to
Keep
fry this
going.
one up.
So you're basically wanting a nice big one for your contest, right?
I think this is going to be my winner right here. Well, even if I don't win, this
I
is
can't
the
believe
biggest
you're
one
already
I've ever
doing that
grown.
too.
I'm proud. I'm just in awe that it half the plants survived all the drought and all the drowning water that they've been in. Now, my cucumbers are a different story. I had to replant more than half of them, but they're starting, and I got 2 baby cucumbers that are about that big. I'm just like, oh,
Oh,
yay.
that is
So,
wonderful. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get anything. We have
yeah.
just, it's just been so cold here. The cold weather, and I thought maybe the cucumbers would do okay because they're kind of a cold weather crop too. But
Yeah.
nothing, nothing. And we did get a strawberry, one strawberry. And I just noticed yesterday as I was coming in the house, there's another one. I planted the strawberries. There's a little patio by our front door. And I thought, I'll put the strawberries right there then. Because, you're never going to get more than a couple at a time anyway. And so I thought, well, that'll be fun right by the front door. And then you can just grab one and eat it as you're leaving the house or whatever. But and all we planted, I just wanted a tomato plant. I wanted one tomato plant. And so I ended up with 5 tomato plants, 2 cucumber, 2 zucchini, 2 basil, 4 pepper plants, and a handful of strawberry plants. And what happened was I sent Mr. to the store to get 1 zucchini plant because I had bought one, and he said that all plants need a friend. You always have to have 2 of everything. Okay. So I said, get a zucchini plant. Well, he comes back with this whole thing. But we both like vegetable gardens, and we haven't had one in 4 or 5 years because of living on the road. And so I'm happy. I usually have a huge, big garden area. And when we bought this house, it had a couple of raised beds out back. So he's just throwing them in the raised beds, and we'll see what happens. And I planted the tomato plants in the front yard so I can keep a good close eye on them. And we've got a southern facing, so that's where the sun is. And I know the tomato plants need that heat, so I know how that's going to be. So yeah, really proud of you. It's kind of like, how are you already harvesting zucchinis when I barely have a flower? So Cindy,
you're more up north, right? I mean, summer comes a little later. Ours comes kind of early and gets hot.
We're just a couple hour and a half, 2 hours from Canada, basically. We're up in Dana's neck of the woods. We're even more north than she is. She drove by and waved. She was in my neighborhood yesterday, the day before. I'm like, Dana, you got to tell me when you're in the area, because I was literally out in the valley when I saw your message that you were out there. I would have met you at any truck stop and gotten a hug and a hey, howdy. So you got to give me a little bit of a heads up. I will come meet you. Cindy, most of her tomato plants are cold in the rain. It's not so cold that it's killing them. It's not like the 30 degrees. It's just they're not happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I'm gonna go put things back in the fridge. They are cold.
We always put ours out the first week of June. Last week, otherwise it's still too cold. What part of the country are you in, Cindy? I finished my orange juice. Now I moved on to my coffee cup. My kids got me this. My grandkids got me this for Christmas. My favorite people call me grandma. That's my favorite coffee cup. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so
all my pepper plants are starting to get peppers on them. And I'm sitting here like, okay. So I'm going to be harvesting them all at the same time.
Yeah. But you planted some hot stuff, right?
I planted the Peter peppers, which are supposed to be hot, and habaneros.
Okay. So drying them is super simple. When they all come on at the same time, you literally just lay them out in the sun on your counter until they're dried up. And then Mr. runs them through. We've got one of those little coffee grinders that he uses for spices. And he just runs it through that. And you've got pepper powder, and put them in a baggie and stick them in the cupboard.
I plan to make salsa and hot sauce out of mine.
Yep. We didn't plant anything. I can't do spice at all. I mean, not even black pepper. And we think he's getting an ulcer. He's the kind that literally will pick a ghost pepper and just eat it. I mean, nothing phases him heat-wise. And all of a sudden, he can't take any heat at all. He gets super, super bad heartburn. So he's got a doctor's appointment. We think he's gotten an ulcer. So we didn't plant any. Oh, yeah. Uniontown. See, you're up in. That's still, I think, on the other side of the state, right, Dana? So we didn't plant anything spicy this year. He put in a green, red, and yellow and orange. So we got one of each color of the bell peppers. And I hope they do okay. I was kind of surprised he bought those because typically here we just don't. I mean, we might get one or two little green peppers that are about that big. It's more for fun than anything. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them grow. Go out there, look at them, get your fingers dirty once in a while. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
See, in me, I started all my peppers and tomatoes indoors. So, and I planted them from seed, and watching them grow from seed all them weeks and then transplanting them. I was so careful with everything. I babied them. When I moved them, I was very careful so I didn't break them. And then I had to do something called hardening off. And that's where you transition them from inside to outside, from a controlled environment to the outside. So I was very careful. Anytime it storms, I have my peppers in buckets, pots. So I move them in the garage. I don't want them to get torn up or get drowned, or so I'm very protective of my pepper plants.
Yep. And you know what happened here was I'm looking up Uniontown, Dana, to see exactly where you are. You're only an hour and a half from me.
Washington.
Are you driving, Dana? Are you coming my way? Tell me what's going on. Do I need to come meet you?
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened was our little roommate, and she's a sweetheart adult. You guys, I hit the roommate jackpot. Absolute jackpot. She's got lunch cooking right now. We've got chicken and what is that white sauce called? Not pesto, that's the green one.
Alfredo?
Alfredo. Yeah. She's making a chicken Alfredo, a garlic chicken Alfredo for our lunch. So excited. But anyway, she started a whole bunch of plants from seeds, and she's never done it before. And we weren't here to kind of, walk her through the process. And they all died. So I just went out and bought some plants. I have no shame in buying plants, especially here because our growing season is so short. Lewiston. Okay, so you're going south of me. Okay. I think the roads are fine. You'll probably have some light rain today, Dana, here, and that's about it. Yesterday was bad. Oh, darn. So yeah, the growing season here is so short. Well, just like this, it's still in the mid to high 50s and raining, and we're middle of June, and then come September, we can already be having frost at night. So we got a very short run, and that's why tomatoes are real iffy here. And I always buy the biggest plant I can find with already flowers on them if possible. And I typically will get something in like a cherry grape tomato size, 2 or 3 of those, and then one maybe that will grow in like the Roma tomato size. And I don't even worry about the big one, like the beefsteak size, because we never get any. They just, it's too cold.
I have one tomato plant that actually has a tomato on it, and it's the chocolate stripe.
I got a chocolate one this year.
I won those seeds from Joe. Now, the other ones, all the other chocolate stripe tomato plants have blooms on it, but it's the only one that's made a tomato so far. And I have 2 blush tomato. I guess they're kind of like a Roma shape tomato. And they have blooms, but they haven't made tomatoes yet. So I don't know.
That's cool. No, I mean,
to try the
there's nothing in this world that tastes better than a fresh tomato. Absolutely nothing. The strawberry plants I bought him too. One of them was called a Hawaiian strawberry, and they're white. When they're completely ripe, they're white.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was interesting. And I think I saw one out there yesterday when I came in the house. I'll have to go out but it was pouring down rain. So I will have to go out there and check it out, see what's going on with that one. So what's going on? Your kitties are doing good?
Well, Tom's still coming at night. He's still MIA. I think he's went completely feral. He transitioned back to
I've
being
never heard
feral.
of that after they've been. How is that?
I know. I think something when he was gone the first
But he
week.
still comes around at night.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes he'll come around like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I've been leaving for the last 2 weeks. I've been leaving food on the front porch, and every morning it's gone. So,
okay.
And I've seen him a couple of times in the last week. He just won't come to me. He's very skittish.
Weird.
I think something happened to him where somebody either locked him up in somewhere, like in their shed, or scared him, because he's completely wild. I mean, and he was never like that. It's heartbreaking, but at least I know he's okay, and he's still coming around eating.
Yeah.
He still knows his name. So, but Oreo's doing good. She's not liking the heat. Poor thing will lay on the patio and just kind of lay out, sprawl out.
Hey, Brenda, thanks for joining us. We've been talking a lot about gardening and critters today. The group's trying to convince me I need to start. Do I grow chickens? Do I raise chickens? Do I keep chickens? What is it I do? So apparently they think I need to have chickens in residence. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Do they do okay with the heat and the cold? It gets
Ours
cold.
are cold tolerant, but it don't get as cold here. Now,
we'll have 0.
When was it that we had the bad snowstorm? Was it
that was
in
January?
2020?
Oh, that was it 2 years ago? Not this
Yeah, so in 2020.
It was a year ago, because it was when my mom died. Because I came up here when my mom died, and then I went down to Texas, and they had the terrible, terrible snowstorm. So it was just a year ago. It was last January.
Well,
February.
Yeah, February. I think you're correct, because this January, Freya and then Lynn had passed away. So yeah, and they were only a year and almost 6 months. Anyway, we lost one chicken, but I think it was kind of sickly before the storm hit. But other than that, they've all been pretty cold tolerant. Okay. They can stand it more than being overheated. If a chicken gets overheated, they can't function right. They will die quicker with being overheated than being too cold.
How do you cool them off with your guys having 100 degrees all the time?
We've never had that problem.
Okay. So in South Dakota, you put heat lamps out there. All right. You know, here's the thing. I'm a city girl, big time city girl. And Mr. was raised on a farm with chickens and cows and pigs. And so he knows how to do all this stuff. And I know he knows, but at the same time, I'm like, I need to know all the details, and I need to know all the problems that could possibly maybe happen and how we fix all these problems. I need to know what I'm going to be facing. And he just already knows all this stuff, so it's no big deal to him. Hey, KB, thanks for popping in. Oh, frozen fruit.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, that's a good idea. I might let him have it. Once we're done getting the backyard situated, because you can buy the babies anytime, or is it like spring, fall type thing?
I think it's certain times of year, like the spring, they'll start, do y'all have a Tractor Supply there?
Yeah. That's where we saw the baby chicks.
And that's what got him started. I think in spring.
Yeah. I might let him have his stupid chickens. I got to double check the laws here. I think it's like you can have up to so many chickens so far away from the house, so much depending on how, but we've got a double lot. So we've got a little more floor space here than not floor space, you know what I mean, square footage than most a lot. So it seems like I figured we could have either 3 or 4, which is nice because that kind of keeps him under control because he'd want 400.
Oh,
But yeah, yeah. So, okay. So you just published your chicken pattern, right? Not too long ago.
the chicken pattern, I think it's been a couple of months. And
Couple of
then
months.
after that one, I've had a cardinal pattern.
How did I miss the cardinal? I have been so out of it, you guys. I am so
It's
sorry.
okay.
I don't even remember seeing a cardinal. It would be red, correct?
Mm-hmm. I'll go grab them. Hold on.
Yeah, because I totally missed the cardinals. I cannot believe this. You guys, I am losing control. I have lost my mind. KB knows chickens. KB knows a lot. KB knows knitting. KB knows everything. I've been watching. I've been trying to grab some videos. You know, I've got my top 8 or 10 people that I try to keep up with every day. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. I have not seen those at all. Oh, those
This
are
is the female. And this is the male.
Wow. Would you look at him?
And then the nest with their eggs.
Oh. I adore that. I adore that.
Thank you.
I cannot do Emmys. And Dana's been pushing us. Dana is encouraging us to try things that we normally don't do. There's no way. Those are so precious. So
Thank you.
precious.
Queen Mama, her name's Anita. She was the one that requested that I design the male cardinal. And she didn't
that
know at the
conversation.
time I was going to create a female and the nest and eggs. And when I released my pattern officially, I dedicated the pattern to her.
That is awesome. I remember that conversation. I remember you saying, you know, what kind of things would people be interested in? And people were giving you suggestions. And I remember you talking about that. So, but I had not seen those at all. I am so in awe. I am so in awe of that stuff. Man. So do you have anything else rolling around in your little brain?
Somebody suggested a goat, a peacock, an alien, and I can't remember what the other
I wonder
was.
who suggested the alien.
Connie.
Of course.
Which I do have something in mind for that one, though.
Yeah. That would be adorable.
I have an idea for that one rolling around. I really don't know how I would pull off a peacock.
There's a gal who does fantastic. She does a lot of dragons, and she's got a peacock too, and it is phenomenal.
Who?
Those things are just complete. I don't know her name because you know it's Amy. I'm not following it, but she does. If you look up amigurumi dragons, she's very big in the dragon world. But I think she's got a peacock. I can't even talk. A peacock.
Is it Hooked by Katie?
Could be. That sounds like one that
I know she has a peacock and several different dragons. Okay,
yeah,
I found it.
Well be then.
A goat, an alien, a peacock, and a dolphin.
Ooh, a dolphin. Oh, I want a whale. I want a whale.
I'll write it down. I don't know how.
Can I just buy one from you? Because you know I'm never making it. That should be a rule.
We can work that out.
Whoever suggests it has to be a pattern tester.
Cindy's telling me Gizmo.
Gizmo would be darling.
I don't know how
Absolutely.
well I could design that one, but I would have to really stare at a picture a long time to figure out how to do that one.
I think most of it is just the coloring, because really Gizmo is
Yeah, that's
basically
true.
just, a body with the cute ear, like Pomeranian ears and then some
Hmm.
puffs of hair. I think it's mostly the coloring on a Gizmo. Yeah, easy for me to say. I'm never making one.
See, and the best thing, like most amigurumis are worked in a continuous round, like a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, all my patterns are worked in joined rounds, so you can never lose track of where you are. It's
Mm-hmm.
easier to count your rows. I mean, it
Yeah.
might look a little funnier when you do the color
No.
control, uh, like how here, but
Oh my gosh.
it's I find it easier instead of trying to work in the rounds. You'll lose track if you don't use a
Mm-hmm.
stitch
I do
marker to
too.
keep
I do.
the beginning of the curve.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I create all my patterns in joined rounds. It's easier to keep track of how many rounds you did. So
Nice. Yeah, Lori, it's a teddy bear with dog ears. So your patterns are all on Ravelry. Do you do Etsy as well? I don't recall.
no, they
Yeah, I don't know.
charge and Ravelry
They
don't.
charge as well.
So
Oh, I didn't know Ravelry did not charge. The other thing I learned.
yeah, you can actually set 30 patterns before they start taking a fee. So you get to be
Oh,
able to sell 30 patterns a month. If you sell 31, they take a small fee after that, but they take
okay.
their little portion every time. They take the tax that
Mhm.
that is that they, I guess, add on the tax. They get the tax plus a small portion of what you sell. So
Oh,
if I
interesting.
have a pattern that's $250, I end up getting like $1.93. So, and they
Okay.
get the rest.
Okay. That's a pretty big cut.
Yeah, but it's better than paying a monthly fee for something that you're not selling anything. So,
Right. Right.
like
So
Etsy.
then
So,
your the cardinal patterns that's more than 250.
yes, I since it's two birds, the
Yeah.
nest and the eggs, it's $6.50.
That's very reasonable. Good morning,
Mhm.
Yarn Barf. How are you today? And Melanie, did I miss saying hi to you? Please forgive me. If you guys come in, I'm waving at everybody because
Hi,
I'm
Melanie and
losing track.
Christy. Welcome in.
I'm losing track.
Hi, everyone else that I may have missed.
And if by some wild stretch of the imagination you guys have not already gone over and subscribe to Krystal, I hope you will do that. And if you're enjoying today's broadcast, I hope that you will join my family as well. Um, oh, gosh, see, now it's gone from my little head. So let me think. I had a question. You are multi-crafty. I know you crochet. I know you knit. What do you do other things as well?
Um, I can paint a little bit. I've never painted on canvas or anything, but I like to paint. What else? I can sew a little bit on a sewing machine. I'm not as good as my grandmother, but I can do enough. I made a quilt top out of blocks. And I got it pinned together with the batting in the middle and the back on. Never got it sewn together because it kept shifting. The middle kept shifting, the back, and I was like, okay, well, let's see. I make stitch markers. I have made jewelry before. I make pollen clay hooks. I can spin yarn. I'm not very good at it. I can't get the thickness to come out consistent.
Oh, so you make roving yarn.
Yes,
You did that on purpose. You make roving yarn.
Yeah.
I love the
What
idea
else?
of spinning, but I will never try it. It's so beautiful. It's
I want a
mesmerizing to
spinning
watch
wheel,
people.
but that means like having to learn how to use the spinning wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to use the drop spindle pretty good, but
Oh, do you? Oh, that's
yeah.
how you do it. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Very interesting. We've got a gal out here in our farmland. We're surrounded by farmland and mostly wheat fields and things like that. But she raises alpacas. She rescues alpacas, and she has like a dozen of them. And she doesn't do
Aw.
anything with the yarn, with the hair. What is it? Hair, fur. And I keep thinking, oh, I need to go out there and get that from her. But what would I do with it? It'd be just one more thing. So no, not going to start that. Not going to start that. Absolutely not. So how did you learn how to? You said you started crocheting a couple of not that long ago. 2019 fleece. Thank you.
2019.
Thank you. Um, did you? How did you learn?
Um, well, back in my teens, my grandmother tried to teach me, and I thought I had it down. And well, when I was trying to make a flat little bear, well, it came out like a little bowl. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know, you know, you had to increase or anything,
Increasing.
and I was living somewhere other than here. And so I wasn't able to ask her, well, what's wrong with this, you know, and show her.
Yeah.
But I kind of just gave it up. I was like, well, this is not working out. Maybe this ain't for me. Well, back in 2019, I came into a little bit of money and we were shopping at Goodwill and I saw yarn on sale and some hooks and stuff. And I was like, oh, I could try to make my sister a blanket because she was pregnant with her first son.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to do something handmade. So I started trying to find baby booty, a bib, and a blanket. And that's how I got started. And the very
Wow.
first channel I had found was Bago Day. And I
Of
did
course.
her baby bib. And
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know about YouTube back then until
Hmm.
I found something online for a tutorial for a baby bib. And that's what
Nice.
turned me onto YouTube originally. But
That's nice. I can't remember how I got back into the YouTube stuff. But yeah, when I got back on last fall when we were in Texas, I just was amazed at the number of fabulous Yarny, the Yarny community on there. It's been so incredibly helpful. But and then the knitting, you got that from your grandma?
yes, she did teach me both crochet and knitting. Now, I would look up stitches like for crochet and watch video
Mhm.
tutorials, but she initially taught me. And I tried knitting with a 3-weight yarn and some small needles, and I could see what she was doing, but I couldn't grasp it. So one
Mm,
day I switched to a bulky yarn and bigger needles, and I was able to see my stitches, able to figure out what goes where, and
yeah.
that's how I was able to get
Mhm.
grasp it.
Yep. Yeah, the definitely the heavier duty yarn for I've not knitted anything with the small. I haven't. Well, it's funny. I've not like fingering weight or sock weight. I haven't used that for anything yet, but I have used the thread, and I really because like doilies. That's what we used to make those all the time. Crochet those,
Mm-hmm.
but it's funny. The thing that I haven't used a lot of, and I'm not that I'm afraid of it, but I always shy away from it. Is the big bulky stuff, and
Yeah.
I've got some yarn and I've got some patterns. You guys, guess what? I have my very own yarn wall now. I
Aw.
still don't have everything in it, but I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I've got a picture. I wonder if it'll show. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you a picture of my. It's in the other room, so we can't go be bopping in there. But and I'm nowhere near done with putting stuff in there. It's about full though. Let's see. How do I find photos? I I hate this new phone. I don't know where anything is. I can't find. There it is, gallery. So we built the shelf unit. Okay, let's see if I can do this. There's my yarn wall, y'all. I got a yarn wall. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And I finally ended up, there's my knitting machine. I wade through it every morning. I finally decided to separate it all out by weight, which was a good idea. And I have way more of the bulky yarn than I thought. I thought one little cubby would be enough for the bulky yarn. It isn't. It has bled over into two. And so my ones and my threes are sharing. I don't have much one. And then my bulky has bled over into two. So I need to find some projects to use up some of that bulky yarn. I know some hats. I've got some hats that I'm liking. And definitely I want to make cowls. Cowls are my new thing too. But I think wearables is too. So you're working on a pattern for Cocoon Shawl? Is that what you said?
Not a shrug.
A shrug. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of cocoons and shrugs. So cocoons maybe are bigger than shrugs are smaller, right?
Yeah. Well, a shrug is kind of like a square with the arms sewn up.
Yeah.
And
that's what
you just put it on.
It just must be smaller then. Because like a cocoon will be that same idea, but it goes down around my bum.
Yeah, it's a little shorter. It like stops at your waist.
Okay. Same basic idea. I think things like that made out of the big bulky yarns, they don't look quite as nice. They look a little chunky. But I've seen people do them, and I think something looks funny, and then I see somebody else doing it, and I'm like, well, that looks good on her. So maybe that is part of the situation.
Well, I finished it a while back. I just never written up the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure if I was going to print out this pattern or not because I did not like how it looked on me. It looks fine on my grandma, but it just didn't look right on me. And I'm like, I don't really know if I like this. I may not publish this one. This might just be a lost cause. I put it in my closet. Haven't really thought about it. So.
Well, we're going to have to take a look at that and see what's going on. Hey, Amber, thank you for popping in. Hi, Verna. Yarn Bar, the Tom Care Storage Unit. I'm not familiar with those. I'm going to have to look that up. I did look at some things that were like little squares that you can kind of put them any configuration you wanted. And I also, Cindy, have a very small, it's a little bigger than that. I've got about 1,000 square feet here. So that is in my bedroom. It's next to my closet in my bedroom. And my friend is like, oh, it's way too close in there. And I'm like, it gives me pleasure to have my yarn right there. So it doesn't bother me in the least. There is zero storage in this house. I mean, literally, even in like the master bath, there's not so much as a drawer. So there's no cabinets, there's no cupboard, there's no drawers. So I literally have to put, we've got to build shelves everywhere. And I just started with that one because I couldn't get the boxes out of my living room, and everybody kept tripping over them. And they're like, "When are you gonna?" And I'm like, "Where would you like me to put it?" So we finally just last weekend built the shelf, or maybe it's been 2 weeks now. Built the shelf, and I got it loaded up, and plastic unit with doors on it. I have seen those, and the squares. I have seen those. I thought about doing that, and I may in some of my other little corners where I have to put stuff. That may end up what I do. We have not seen you. Do you have a yarn wall, Krystal? Do you have a yarn room? Or are you not a yarn collector like some of us?
I am. I have a 4-layer, 4 or 5 shelf with 3 spots each, or is it 4? I don't know. I bought 20 little cubes that are like a 10 by 10 inch, or and it goes almost all the way up to the ceiling. But there is like a sideways shelf that it's sitting on as a base.
Mm-hmm.
And that is almost slam full of yarn. And then on the other side of the room is where I keep all my scrap yarn, all the like half used skeins, all
Mm-hmm.
balls that I rolled up. And that's 4 cubbies plus a little 3-layer shelf.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Love
I
it.
have a lot of scrap yarn. I could probably make 2 or 3 blankets out of that.
Nothing wrong with that. I actually saw, was it? I think it was Target Winter Knitting and Poply at the very beginning of the year. They were starting a scrap. Theirs was knit, and that's kind of why I didn't do it. Although it would have been a good way to get some practice in. But they were starting a scrap yarn blankie, and literally the rule was single crochet, which I probably would have done. Oh no, not crochet. Knit. So it was knit. So it was just basic knit back and forth. What is that? Is that the garter or is that the stocking?
Where you knit on both sides is garter.
Okay. I always get those confused. So it was just, you just literally, when you finished a ball and you're done with your project, you take the rest of that ball and you knit until it's gone. And they were planning on doing that for the whole year and coming up with the, and I thought that sounded like a great idea, but I knew I'd never keep up with it. So I didn't start that one. But I do like the idea of doing that maybe with a half double crochet and just letting it fly.
That's kind of what I did with this one. It's just scrap yarn in double crochet.
Yeah, I love double crochet. Yeah, that looks beautiful.
All different kind of colors in it.
Oh, Yarn Barf has made videos about fixing up her yarn room. I did a little bit of filming, and then I kind of gave up on it because it took me so long. I mean, it just took me days and days to get the yarn put away. But I did take a before and after picture, the yarn, the boxes. And I'll tell you what, guys, you know how many boxes I've had. You have seen how many boxes. And I got every bit of yarn out of my house in there. So all the yarn in the living room, all the yarn in my bedroom, all the yarn in the hallway is all in that shelf. And I am still bringing in yarn from the motorhome, which I thought I had it all. Mr. informed me, no, there's still 3 or 4 boxes in there. So he brought all those in. And I brought back in 2 cardboard boxes out of the shed. So as of right now, I think I have all but 2 cardboard boxes. Now, there are still bins out there. But all the cardboard boxes, which was what my concern was, I only have 2 more cardboard boxes. And I've got another shelf coming for the other side of the room. I think I'm going to have room for the majority of the loose yarn to be put away. Now, it isn't nice and tidy. You know, you look at so many people. They're all beautiful and all in a row and sorted by color. Yeah, and I've got 2 rows deep on a lot of them. So sometimes you got to pull the stuff in the front, see the stuff in the back.
Yep.
But it was either that or not have my yarn put away, and I needed my yarn put away. And even if I can't see all of it, I can still there's that yarn and I know what project that's for. There's that yarn and I gotta do something, you know. So it's better. It's safer and it's better. So who has hit Hobby Lobby's clearance?
Not us yet, because it hasn't happened here yet. But
it hasn't happened here either. And
we've been keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, and my problem is it's clear across town. There isn't one anywhere near. I mean, near. It's like 20 minutes away. But I have to make I feel like I need to be in that general area. So I'm going to make a point of going up there today. I checked Saturday, and some of their stickers were on sale. I got some cute little stickers, but none of the yarn was. And I don't know if I call them if they would tell me. So your Hobby Lobby either hasn't done it yet, KB. I know Amber's has. I saw somebody was showing me that their skeins, their not skeins, the Hanks
Hank?
had hit clearance. So I sent that link to Amber, and she hit it the next day, but has not hit yet. Oh, Verna, did you get some? Did you get some stuff? I know what I want. I want the Yarn Bee sugar spun, something like that. Yeah, 20 miles away. That's it. So I'm calling before I drive all the way up there because it'll be 20 miles round trip. So,
Yeah.
you know, I have gotten so bad. The other day I figured out how many miles per gallon I get in my car, which wasn't as much. I thought I got 22. Maybe it's 22 freeway and 20 in town, but I get 20 in town. So I figured out the places like going to my daughter's house, going up to my grandson's house, going up to the Hobby Lobby area because all the craft stores are in the same area. And Michael's, Joanne, yeah. And I figured out the mileage. So I know how much it costs me to go places now. And it's going to be a deciding factor. It really is. And it's not like I need any yarn. Just that one sugar wheel. That's what it's called. I want some of that sugar wheel. I want some sugar wheel. And I don't have room for any more, but I want some of that sugar wheel. I have run into so many projects where sugar wheel is the yarn, and it's just beautiful. So that's what I'm looking for. But in their clearance section the other day, I got this big glass jar. It's about this big around, and it was on clearance for $8. And I'm like, why is this on clearance? There was a little dent in the lid. Well, who cares? And I want to put all my little tiny scrap balls of yarn. I thought it would look real pretty shoved in there. And then sitting on the shelf is just beauteous. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that. I think I'm going to do. Yeah, that's it, Verna. Got no room. Got no room. So I have to be careful. Got no money either. Got no room. This is the other thing. You know, we don't talk about money on here. You don't talk about money. But y'all know I was working when I was in Texas. And we left Texas in April. So that money is gone. And that was, you know, people are like, oh, wow, you buy a lot of yarn. Well, that's where my yarn bunny came from, was down there. And now I'm home and I'm living on my Social Security like a lot of other people. And same with Mr. And so not only is yarn storage an issue, yarn spending is an issue. And I told you guys that I stopped most of my subscriptions. When everything was said and done, I kept the one Mary Maxim Crochet of the Month because that's really the one that I find I am most likely to do. And also when I was putting my yarn away, and I have an entire row across the ceiling of yarn kits. I probably have 30 kits up there, and the majority of them are blankets. So I don't need any more kits. And I probably should stop that one too. I should, shouldn't I? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. We'll have to see. But yeah, storage and money is it's always the thing for us. And it's not like, I mean, I could go the rest of my life and not get through all the yarn I have here. So
yeah.
Yeah, those hand-dyed hanks. That's what I saw. That's what I saw on the clearance, and that's what I sent to Amber, and I know she went and grabbed some. I think it's wonderful when people go and grab a handful of stuff that they actually are going to use and need. I think it's annoying when people clear the shelves of everything when nobody else has a chance.
Yeah, did you read the comment Passamaquoddy put?
She went to her hobby. Yeah, bought everything. Everything. Yeah, that's the same. Max.
Everything that was marked down. Yeah, that is very rude.
That's the same when I see Max, stop. When I see Michael's and they have their $5 boxes and people go in and buy 30 of them. Really? It's not okay. That's not okay, people.
Wow.
Especially since, like somebody was saying, there are a lot of people where that's the only time they can go and get yarn because Max is saying hi to everybody. Yeah, so that sugar wheel is the only thing I really, and maybe some of that cotton blend that you use for like
Hmm.
sweaters and stuff, because I can't afford that stuff full price. So,
Yeah,
but
neither
you
can
know,
I look
well,
forward to the Hobby Lobby clearance.
mhm,
So
yeah, and I've never
I
hit
don't go
one.
crazy, but
No, and I
last
won't.
year I bought about $100 worth,
Hmm.
and
That's what I'm
my
thinking.
grandmother bought about 50 less than me, so she got 50, but she went back the next day without me and got a few more little things, and then went back for a third time, but there was still a
Can't
lot
believe there's
there
anything
because they
there.
were marking different things down
Yes, that's
every
the
other
only thing.
day. So we got a
Hmm.
little bit of different stuff here and there.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Let me put up a real quick. Next week we've got Sandy from Sandy from Left is Right is going to be joining us. Same time. That's 8 o'clock Pacific, 10 Central. And real excited to meet with Sandy and visit with her. Today hasn't felt like a normal live day for me. I'm a little spacey. I can sure tell when we hit this time. I am so spacey. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed today. We have talked about gardening and chickens and not as much yarn as normal, but I have felt like we had a real good conversation today. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us, Krystal. I really appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate your time that you are spending with us, and I appreciate those of you who give of your time to be on the show. We've got some wonderful guests coming up as well. Just so y'all know, I have been hitting up some really big names in the yarn world, and I'm not getting a lot of yeses. But you know what is funny? To a person, and these are people that have 10,000 or more subscribers, so they've got a pretty big audience, right? To a person, they
Mhm.
are telling me, I could never do a live. I'm too nervous. I'm too shy. So I think it's so funny
I still
that
get
I'm getting.
nervous before I go
Yeah,
live.
I do too. I do too. I'm nervous every single time. But I think it is so funny that some of these great big, what I consider great, I mean, 10,000, I know there's people with millions, but
Yeah.
to me, that's a big YouTuber. And for them to tell me they're
Hmm.
too shy and too nervous to do a live, I think that's funny. But so
Yeah.
but we've got some really, really great people coming up in the future. And just so you guys know, this is something new I'm going to be starting. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in forever. So I want to try on Monday evening, and I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. It's so hard to find a time frame where someone is not doing a live already.
Yeah.
Um, and finally, I decided I gotta do what works for my time frame. And
Yeah.
so on Monday evenings, I'm gonna start doing bingo, and it's going to be 5 o'clock Pacific, five, five, 5 o'clock Pacific. So that's 7 Central, 8 Eastern. So that'll get a time frame that's fairly easy for most everyone. And never done it before. So the first couple of weeks are going to be a learning experience for me. You'll pick 7 numbers, and I'll put a video out. If I was smart, I'd put it out on Monday, and then that would go the whole week. Or maybe I'll do it later in the week. I don't know. One day this week, be watching for my pick your number video. You'll pick 7 numbers, and then we'll just play basic bingo. I'll pull 5 numbers, and we'll win a little prize. These are not going to be fantastic, huge. You're not winning a trip to Europe type prizes, but I've got some cute stuff set aside. And see, there goes my brain. So we're gonna just play right now. I'm planning just 2 straight games of bingo. We'll check on timing. If we have time for a third, maybe we'll do a third. Um, so yeah, so Monday night, join me for bingo, and I'll get the little thingy bobber put up. And I don't have no fancy bingo machine. I'm literally going to be drawing numbers out of a bag unless I can figure out how to do the bingo thingy. I'm going to work on that this week. But yeah, I hope you all will join us for that. just something new and exciting I'm trying to figure out how to do. So, what, lost it. Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, so many of you guys. I can't do the drop doohickey, and I don't want to overwhelm Diana because I know she's working. But let's do this, people. If you have a channel and you would like folks to subscribe to you, just write CC. Just say CC in your comments, and you guys write their little names down and pop over and check them out. Let's check each other out. I know my little brain. Of course, Krystal, we want to get in that list. And I know I'm not even going to do that because I can't do it. The Garden State Gardener, I know you've got one. There you go. So let's just do that for a moment. Everybody drop CC that would like to have someone pop in. And you guys just right there, just jot their names down and then go over and check their channels out and give them some love. Throw some yarn in their window. Or I guess for Garden State Gardener, for Joe, we're going to throw some seeds in his window, right?
Yeah. Some vegetables. Throw vegetables in Joe's window.
Throw tomatoes at Joe. Oh, Joe, I feel so bad about your foot. That's gonna be a long hard. Oh, okay. Joe has a 7 Eastern time slot, so that would be the exact same time. Be watching for the time. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll go. I was trying to do something evening-ish, but there's no reason I couldn't do a little earlier.
Yeah, do it an hour earlier.
Yeah. So maybe I'll start at 4 or even 3:30. 3:30 is a little early for Pacific. We'll try it. We'll try a little earlier and see how it works. Because I kind of bounced around to different days and there's a lot going on already. Gosh, thank you for telling me that, you guys. I really appreciate that. There's just so much going on. And I'll tell you, there have been times where I've got Krystal's live up on one device and Connie's live up on a different device and somebody else's live up. I will often be running, because I've got 2 phones and a tablet, and I'm often running 3 different. And once in a while, I'll just say, hey, I'm lurking, or I'll throw in a comment. But that's the best I can do because I want to watch everybody. I want to participate with everyone. But yeah, so we're going to try this little bingo thing and see how it works. See if anybody's interested. Get a few cute prizes out to some folks, and we'll go with that. Krystal, do you have anything you need to add? I feel like I'm fading fast and I'm stumbling.
Well, I wasn't able to film my miscellaneous Monday yesterday. I had kind of forgot in the mix of starting over on the Shawl. I did not film, so I'm going to try to film that today and show an update on the garden. And I probably am going to cancel my live today or push it to this evening because when the internet people called, the technician guy, they're going to come look at the line first again, and then he's going to come later and replace the boxes. They wanted to get the line checked out first, so he'll be here sometime this evening. I may not even do my live. I might schedule it for tomorrow instead. I really don't know yet. But other than that, there will be 2 giveaways posted, one this week, one next week on Wednesdays for my birthday. So be on the lookout for those. All the giveaways that I have going in the month of June will be drawn on June 25th, my birthday bash live at the beginning. And so if they have to watch the replay, they'll catch it and they don't have to go through the whole live trying to find it.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Can you do you know off the top of your head what day of the week that is?
A Saturday.
That is a Saturday. Okay.
Saturday evening at 5:30. So that would be 3:30 your time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So
3:30 is the nice time for me here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lori, more than once, Mr. has woke up and he's like, who am I watching on my phone here? Well, that's Krystal. We're getting her some watch hours. Just so y'all know, Krystal's monetized, so we need to watch the ads on hers. Mine is not monetized, so you can still skip over those ads. Although I'm halfway there. The last time I looked, I was at like 21 or 2,200 hours. So I'll get there. I'm not pushing it because honestly, monetized, you ain't getting much.
No, you don't.
None of us
You really don't.
Well, none of us. There are people who are getting rich, but none of us are getting rich.
Yeah. You also have to hit $100 to get a check. So if it takes you 2 to 3 months to hit that $100, it's going to take you that long just to get that $100 threshold. And you have to get that 100. If you don't reach 100 within 1 month, then the amount will carry on over to the next month. And then once you hit that 100, you'll eventually get that money back. But it sometimes it takes 2 months, sometimes it takes 3. It just depends. Like if you have a YouTube premium service where you don't see the ads, you get like about $1.50 for the whole month from those people that have the YouTube premium. Now, ads are a different story. I make about $30 to $40 in ads a month.
Wow. I'm actually, I appreciate you talking about that, Krystal, because our viewers don't always even get that. That's how monetizing works, is that we get paid for watching the ads. So my understanding is when those silly ads pop up, if it's less than 30 seconds, let that whole ad run. Come on, guys. We can give Krystal 20 seconds of our life. If it's over 30 seconds,
for it to actually work, the 2 ads, you know how there's 2 ads and they're 30 seconds each. You have to watch all 30 seconds of both of them to get money.
But sometimes
if it's like a minute and a half, watch 30 seconds of
30 seconds. Yeah. So minimum of 30 seconds for the ads to count. Does it count more if the entire thing is watched? Like
I haven't noticed. If it's a 5-minute ad, it's not going to pay you any more than whatever
so 30
for that 30 seconds.
Give them at least 30 seconds. Let's do 45 just to make sure there's no mess up there.
Yeah.
And then if it's one at the end, let it run. Let it run, people. Give them. That's how we keep. First of all,
I may make
free
$1 to $2 a day on ads if I upload on a regular basis. I mean, that it's not very much. We don't make a lot, but it does help with shipping stuff out
tremendously. And you know what else helps is once somebody's monetized, when they do a live, you can give them a donation during the live if they've got that. What is that called? I don't have that. So
a super chat or super sticker. And there's also something new now called a super thanks. And that's on a regular video. You can pay like super chat or super sticker, but it's just on a regular video.
Now, and I'm not sure if people understand this either. Let's say I give you $1 on a super chat. You get about 70 cents of that, right?
Yes. And YouTube takes the rest.
Right. So if you want to give somebody a super chat type thing, you can give them a donation through PayPal, and then there's nothing that gets taken out. They actually get the full donation. So that's if they've got a PayPal on their list. Now, I am not monetized, so I don't have any of those goodies. I have a PayPal link. I would never ask anybody to make a donation. I also have something called Buy Me a Coffee. It's Ko-Fi, I think. It's down in my list, and you can click on that and make a donation. So even if you've got some favorite YouTubers who aren't monetized and you want to help them out a little bit, there's usually down in their description, they'll have a way. I also sell Pampered Chef. So if you guys need some Pampered Chef, I think I actually took my link out because it was broken, but let me know and I can get a Pampered Chef catalog off to you. There's ways that you can help keep your favorite YouTubers up and running. Because this stuff, even though the YouTube part of it is free, there's still all kinds of. I need a light. That's my next purchase is some decent lighting, and I probably need a little microphone. But yeah, there's always expenses, and you guys know that. And I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for donations. I'm just letting you guys know when we say we're monetized or we're not monetized, that's how all that works. So it's super, super important to let those two little annoying ads, or the ones that are really annoying to me are the ones at the beginning of a live, because you can't skip them. And a lot of times mine are 4 or 5 minutes long. So I miss the beginning of the lives.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get by those. But yeah, okay. So what is Yarn? But Delaney, she might get a cast, but somebody's got a break. Your mom. Oh, really? She tore her Achilles tendon sitting on her foot or sitting on her couch. That's funny, or not funny, but you know what I mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it was funny. You know what I got this week? I ordered something. And one of you guys find the most interesting things for me. And I'm sure everybody in the world knew about this but me. And it's called highlighter tape. Have you guys all seen this before? So when you're following a pattern, and it's like the little clear sticky note things. So when you're following a pattern, you just pull this off in the strip, and it sticks right to the pattern, and it sticks over and over and over and over and over. So I can stick it right on the pattern and I stick it below the row I'm working on, so that is highlighted. And if I've got one of those rows where you've got this, I stick it right on the spot where I'm repeating, and then I can pick it and move to the next stop. This was like $5 or $6, and it has 720 inches. This thing is going to last me the rest of my life. Well, no, it won't, because I'll lose it. It comes in all different colors, and I got it on, and they had multi-packs. I just wanted to buy one first to see what I got. This is my new favorite little tool, and plus it's fun to work with. And this is supposedly purple. I don't know about this being purple. I think this is more pink, but love this. If you guys have not found this before, and somebody had said they had it at the dollar store. I didn't find it at my dollar store, and they did not have it at Michael's. But I Amazoned this. Yes, the live, Laura, you are right. You're trying to get into a live because you didn't get the notice until after it started, and then you got a 5-minute commercial to get by. So now what I have done, when there was a really long commercial, I've gone out and gone back in and gotten a short commercial. So maybe that's a little bit of a clue. I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky in that situation. Nana Michelle. Oh, hi, Nana Michelle. I missed you when you came in. That highlighter tape. I don't remember who showed me. I think it was I believe it was one of my guests that showed that to me. And you know what I ordered yesterday? Well, I bought one. When I first got home, I ordered one off of eBay, and it's one of those whips per inch chart thingies. And it has, the reason I got it instead of just using a ruler or something, because it also had it was carved into it where you could just lay the yarn up on it and get an idea. I like that because I've got so much yarn that doesn't have labels. I got them from mystery boxes, or you buy something and it says it's a 3 and darn well it's a 4, or the other way, it says it's a 4 and it looks pretty much like a 3. So I really felt like I needed one, and I bought one when I first moved in. No idea where it is. No idea. I'll find it a year from now, tucked in a drawer somewhere. So I figured it was $8. So I ordered one yesterday, and now I have a spot for all my little accessories. So when it gets here, I'll put it in that little drawer. But I do like when we find some little tools like that that make our life easier and
Yeah.
and are not expensive. You know, I don't mind spending $5 or $6 for something. I don't like spending $20 on some little tool that I may never use. What do you guys? What do you guys have? Um, oh, the yarn bar. Yeah, there's just no possible way. I am literally subscribed to over 1,000 people, and I don't get notifications for all of them. I actually
Yeah.
have a list of like probably 20, 25 people that I try to keep an eye on. And I always have some small ones. Well, I didn't get a small YouTuber today. I've that's a new thing that I'm trying to do is shout out one or two small YouTubers that for us to go in and take a peek at. Last,
I know of one.
yes, please tell us, Krystal.
Her name is Melanie Titus. She's got maybe 6 or 7 videos on her channel. She's been a big supporter of my channel and other people's, I know. I don't know if she's a part of your channel or not, but she is very sweet. And I think we should help her. Last time I looked, she was at 63 or 65. I can't remember, but she's still new. And I think she started last month posting videos. So she's brand new to YouTube as a content creator.
So it's Melanie, M-E-L?
Yes, Melanie Titus.
Okay, so we'll all go and find her. And I just remembered I popped into somebody this morning that was brand new. I think she had 60 subscribers. And actually, she caught my eye because she did a video about you. Oh, hi. Max is joining us.
Hi, Max.
I'm on his couch, so we know how that goes. Hi, sweetheart. Everybody's saying hi to you. This is Max he's the picture on Roaming with Rover. Kisses. Oh, give mama kisses.
Oh, sweet boy.
He is. I don't know if, okay, let me finish this first, my brain. So her, Max, you're tickling mom. It's called Michelle, Michelle, Crochets in Kansas. She has 74 subscribers and looks like 16 videos, a few shorts, I think. So yeah, so she's my small YouTuber of the day, and I will put a link in the description of this when I'm done here, if I can figure out how to do that. And I will also put a link to Melanie's in here. And so yeah, let's go check out some of these teeny tiny brand new YouTubers. Y'all remember how awful and scary and hard it was at the very, very beginning. I feel like that every single day, but they all love you, Max. So this is Max. Max is 8 or 9 years old. Oh, sorry, shouldn't tell people how old you are. And he is the biggest of our puppies. He's also the baby. So he is, but he's a purebred Brazilian Mastiff. So he's small. He weighs about 130 pounds. The English is the Mastiff that a lot of people think of. Look at his gray hair. He's getting so gray. And they run about 200. And that's what we had first. So to us, he seems small. He is a spoiled baby, as you can see. But I haven't really talked a lot about this. Y'all know in the picture of our lives, it's got the 3 puppies across there, and it's Max, Sophie, and Joe. And we lost Sophie about a week and a half ago. The week that I had COVID, we actually had to have Sophie put down. She had cancer, and she was bleeding. She was having some severe bleeding problems, and the vet said she was going to bleed out in the next day or two. So we've lost Miss Sophie, so now we're down to 2 dogs. But I love that. I'm sorry, you guys. I haven't really told a lot of people this. So I love that the picture from their lives is the 3 puppies because they're, roaming with Rover. That's what my channel is about, these guys. Yes, my sweet baby.
Aw.
And
I'm sorry to hear that, Robin.
Max had a real rough time the first few nights because Sophie is his big sister. They got Max when he was a puppy and they already had Sophie. And so he's never been a day without her. He's trying to lay down and I'm in the way. So he's never had a day without her. And the first couple of days, he just wandered and wandered looking for her and going to where she usually sleeps and her spot by my bed. And so he had a rough few days. And now if he hears her name, he picks up and looks for her. But so yeah, we're doing okay, huh? We're healing. So yeah, there's our puppy. Oh yeah, so sweet. He's so sweet. You're tickling. You're tickling me. Yeah, we love our babies, don't we? Don't know what we do without them. Okay, so this week we've got the fairies coming up. So be watching for all those videos. Christmas in July Fairies 22. You'll start seeing the hashtag. Yeah, Vern. It's so hard, and all of them are kind of in the same time frame age wise. These guys don't live much past 9 or 10 years old. So we knew it was starting, and my fear is we're gonna lose all of them probably within a year of each other. We're not gonna have them.
Yeah.
He loves having. That's his favorite thing right there. That's his favorite. Yeah, you love that, don't you? Don't you? So be watching for fairies this week. Be watching for Krystal's gonna shrug out of the closet and get it downloaded for us. Make sure you go check out her Ravelry channel and pick out a beautiful pattern. I have bought a couple of her Shawl patterns, and I keep saying that I'm gonna get those made. I've been so weird lately. I'm working on one project at a time, which you guys know is totally not me. But it's kind of with my brain, the way my brain is going. You're so handsome. Aren't you so handsome? Look at him sitting there. That is just adorable. The way my brain's been going lately, one project at a time, is really kind of soothing for me.
Oh, you can handle.
Yeah, I can handle that. Yeah. So Yarnbrough said that when she had to put her kitty down, her other one just looked and looked and looked for her all the time. It's so hard. Oh, I know. I know. Yeah, we need some attention here. We need some attentions. So be on the watch out for my bingo next Monday. Someday this week, I will get a video up about picking your numbers. And I think, especially for the first week or two, I'm going to let you pick numbers at the very beginning before we start the game. And that way, if you hadn't seen the video during the week, you do have to be present to win. You have to play the bingo to win. I think that's the only fair way to do that. And then bingo, and I have possibly talking about missing your thing. I forgot my finish it Friday. I didn't even realize it until this morning when I was doing this. I'm like, I didn't do my video last week. So I've got a big announcement coming on my Finish It Friday this week. I was going to do it today, but luckily we got to keep you through the whole entire thing. So thank you again for your time. Thank you guys to our viewers, your time. As we discussed, there's a million videos, a million lives that you guys could be watching. And I so appreciate you spending your time here with us today. So do you have anything else you wanted to throw in there, Krystal, before we go?
I think I covered everything, but thank you for having me, Robin, and thank you everyone for being here and chatting with us.
Excellent. So you've got a live tomorrow? right?
I might schedule it for tomorrow instead of this afternoon because I had pushed it back because otherwise I'd be going live 11 minutes. Oh crap.
Well, there's your thing. Okay, we'll say goodbye to everybody. We'll talk to you later. I'll call you later, Krystal.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.